Before I say anything, I want to congratulate the Celtics and Mavs on reaching the NBA Finals. For Dallas, an impressive post-All-Star turnaround finds Luka Doncic in his first Finals appearance after missing last year's playoffs. For Boston, they handled their business. Injuries occurred to their opponents, calling some to consider this a Mickey Mouse conference run. But nevertheless, they've been in the pennant round like 6 times in the last 8 years, and will have another chance to accomplish what has felt like the inevitable, hanging banner 18 under Jason Tatum. This Finals will see Kyrie Irving return to Boston, where he was dazzling at first but fell off and left the team without accomplishing anything. It will also see Kristaps Porzingis return to Dallas, where he shocked the league by being acquired to pair with Luka Doncic in 2019. At first, it looked like Dallas had their next Dirk until injuries and differences in play style stopped the pair from becoming much of anything. The Mavs become the first team in recent memory to make a Finals berth after trading for key starting players at the trade deadline. Despite a lack of playoff experience, Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington significantly boosted Dallas in conference playoff games. PJ spent his entire career in Charlotte, and Gafford was in Washington getting 50-pieced by Joel Embiid earlier in the year. I personally was skeptical of Boston trading guys like Robert Williams III and Malcolm Big Shot Brogdon, but they proved that they were Finals bound regardless. There is a lot of entertaining, emotional basketball ahead of us in these Finals, but for some reason, I just don't care that much anymore. I wonder if people felt this way when Jordan retired and Kobe was hitting the Finals. Your childhood hero is gone, and although new stars and talent are in front of us, the game just doesn't hit the same anymore. It was now 11 years ago Ray Allen hit that crazy 3, in a series that solidified my addiction to NBA basketball. Having a mini freakout in front of my buddies as we just graduated the 8th grade, played Black Ops 2, and didn't have a real-world responsibility at all. It was so euphoric to begin soaking up the NBA in an era that still had veterans like Kobe, the Duncan Spurs, Garnett Pearson Rondo, Dwayne Wade, and Dirk, but also emerging star threats like Lob City, the Thunder, back when everyone rocked the KD5s with Nike Elites and cargo shorts, the Splash Brothers, pre-fully washed Derrick Rose, pre-foot snap P, prime fat Kevin Love, John Wall, pre-dated Davis Ant Davis, James Harden, Kyrie, Damian Lillard, and more. Back when Ty Lawson was going 9 for 9! Back when they made that Jingle Bells commercial. It's so nostalgic for me now. And I guess it's a part of life for people, growing up and a bit out of the passion. Because in reality, the NBA financially is doing better than ever. And so many marketable stars, some with GOAT potential, hit the league almost every year. Maybe not this year's draft. And one day, some kid who just started watching the NBA will think of Shea Alexander on the Thunder the way some of us thought of Russell Westbrook back in 2013. One day, this current era will be nostalgic for that kid. And that's crazy to think of now, but everything changes. So enjoy the present day that you're in. It's crazy to think. The year following that 13 Finals, my Sixers would select Joel Embiid 3rd overall after the Andrew Bynum saga and the injury busts of Nerlens Noel left the 13-14 Sixers at the bottom of the league. Sometimes on these drafts, they will say a player reminds them of a Hall of Famer, and it never happens, not even close. But the way they described Joel Embiid to Hakeem Olajuwon, and you could see him hitting some dream shoulder shakes on your screen, felt so promising. The process was just beginning. And we in Philadelphia all thought that once Joel Embiid, Nerlens Noel, and the Rookie of the Year Michael Carter-Williams hit the floor together, the East was ours. Anyone remember that 14 draft lottery when the Bucks owner's daughter showed up and everyone was freaking out about how beautiful she was? Hopefully that's no Josh Giddey, but it's insane how that lottery had the Bucks, Sixers, Celtics, and Lakers. And they talked about how those teams were in the past at the top of the league, but now at the bottom, and in a few short years, they'd be back at the top. It happened eventually with the Bucks, although Jabari Parker ended up being an injury bust. It happened with the Lakers, albeit Julius Randle's career there went immediately south. And it has all but happened for the Celtics, who will have another chance this week. But it hasn't happened for the Sixers. In fact, it's been setback after year, after setback, after year, after year, after year, after year, after year after year after year, and still not even a conference finals berth. In fact, Luka Garza now has more career conference finals points than Joel Embiid. Dante Exum, you want to talk about 2014? Dante Exum has more conference finals and finals appearances than Embiid. And don't immediately talk about Tobias Harris and his struggles. Joel Embiid has been Bill Walton without a fully healthy season. Rest easy, Big Red. But with it now being 2024 and the Sixers title window all but closed, in the fashion that has happened, it's been very hard to have the same energy about the team and even the league as I did before. And they try to troll me with the LeBron to Philly stuff, but I'm not buying it like I did in 2018. And the dude's about to be 40 freaking years old. His kid is about to hit the league. It's unreal. And that's the last part of the nostalgia that I'm going out with. Although I freaked out when the Spurs lost in 2013, once LeBron went back to the Cavs in 14-15 and my Sixers stunk, so I needed a good guy revenge arc with Eastern time zone game start times to watch in the playoffs, yeah, I became a LeBroniac. Although his Heat days are perhaps my most nostalgic, his 15 run with Delly and company made him my favorite player. My eyes watered up when the Cavs won in 2016. I was on the edge of my seat for the entire Cavs Warriors saga. Mostly until Durant showed up and guys like Kyle Korver missed open 3 after open 3, yet every Warrior on the roster would drain him. But still, I love that dang dude LeBron. I didn't care too much about anything else besides basketball, so even when some of my peers began to hate on him, I still loved the dude. And for him to be about to go, being unable to beat a team that didn't even make the conference finals after, while my Sixers are all but done, while I'm hitting 25 years old, hitting that stride where time keeps going faster and faster and my world is changing around me, where all the legends I grew up watching are retired or very close to it, I can't help it, and I don't know if I'm the only one. I've been barely locked in since the Sixers series, and I need something to make me want to run through a wall again. I'll be tuned in to Mavs Celtics, but I need something new to get me back on the edge of my seat, with tears in my eyes, building nostalgia for the years to come. That's why I don't really give a Chenedy Carter about the 2024 NBA Finals. If you see me disappear for 3 years again, that's why.